Bring me down, the love is too. Bring me down, can't nothing bring me down. I said, tell you now, bring me down, can't nothing bring me down. The love is too. Bring me down, can't nothing.
I'm going to be focusing on labeling theory that we've learned throughout queer theories. Labeling theory goes as far as talking about how labeling someone and labeling their identity can either be oppressive or empowering depending on how it is used. Labels that we have learned throughout the course and throughout my time at school have been Chicana poet, writer, female activist, lesbian, or other things of that nature. Now, coming from that person, like Morago, can be, in her words, empowering, because she's giving it to herself, and if she was to exclude one of her identities from her labeling herself, she would feel like she would be cutting herself short and lying to herself. Now, when these labels are forced upon someone, like calling someone a lesbian who may not even be a lesbian or even identify as that, or trying to get someone to say that they're transgender when they really only see themselves as queer or gay or anything in between, but really trying to force a label onto someone can really be oppressive and detrimental to that person and to really society, thinking that we can put an actual label onto someone. So throughout the course, we've looked at different personal stories of labeling and what it does, and what it can do for people and against people. I know growing up personally, I dealt with people saying that I was a lesbian or anorexic, just throwing these labels onto me just because I was really skinny growing up, still pretty skinny, and that I played softball and so many sports and was just athletic and never really had a boyfriend through high school or anything of that nature. I just really focused on sports. So although I am a straight female, having that thrown onto me, being a lesbian, just having something forced onto me that I couldn't control, is oppressive and really was bullying growing up. Now, my situation is so much less brutal or oppressive or hurtful than any others that we've learned throughout this course or any other courses I've taken within women's studies. Now, that doesn't mean my story is less important than anyone else's or anyone else's is more important. It's just that's how it is. And if people were more aware of how they label others and how they label themselves, and where in the privilege realm are they, and where they have put themselves or where others have put them, just being aware of that and recognizing when labels can be hurtful, oppressive, or empowering and liberating. And that's really what I wanted to focus on throughout my presentation, just with the short pictures of people who have empowered it and have taken it on and embraced it, and for those that are fighting it still, because it is something that still needs to be broken down, the gender barriers and the binaries that our society has created. Thank you.